This is Chapter 9 of the North Carolina Real Estate Exam Practice Questions Edition. Hi there and welcome to another practice video. This one is on Chapter 9, Real Estate Contracts. Let's just keep this intro short, subscribe, smash that like button down below, and let's roll. Question 1. In the event a seller defaults in his obligation to convey title to the property as agreed upon in a contract sale, which of the following remedies is available to the purchaser? Suit for breach of contract, suit for specific performance, or a suit for compensatory damages, or all of the above. So a term you'll probably hear a lot of in this class is specific performance, which means that the seller has to perform the contract if sued. But a breach of a contract and compensatory damages can also be required. The answer here is D, all of the above. Question 2. For contracts in general, except for those of the sale of real property, the essential elements include all of the following except competent parties, offer and acceptance, legality of object, writing. So competent parties means the people must not be, underage, intoxicated, held at gunpoint, and so on. So this is yes. A contract must have some sort of offer and acceptance. Yes, obviously. What else would a contract be for? The subject at hand must be legal. Yes. A valid contract can't be for an illegal drug deal because who would enforce it, right? Not the police or the courts. Maybe your bros. D, writing is the answer. Question 3. Of the following statements regarding voidable contracts, which is not correct? A voidable contract can be voided by one or more parties. A voidable contract can be legally consummated by the parties. A voidable contract can never be consummated. Or a voidable contract results from failure to meet some legal requirement in negotiating the agreement. So first off here, the best way to do this is by defining consummated. What that means is completed or finished. So a voidable contract can be voided, yes. A voidable contract can be legally completed, yes. A voidable contract can never be completed, that's incorrect. So once you actually know what consummated means, the answer is clear as day here. The definition of this question is really just a trick used to hurt an agent's chances of passing this test, because I honestly don't know what consummated was before I looked it up, right? So why wouldn't they just use a normal word here? Consummated isn't a real estate term. So I don't know, maybe I'm the dumb one and need to expand my vocabulary, but answer here is C, a voidable contract can never be consummated. Question 4. Which of the following is the basis of duress? Fear, mistake, indefiniteness, or illusion? So what this has to do with real estate, I don't know. Duress is when you're under pressure, usually by an outside force. The answer here is A, fear. Sorry, y'all, the answer makes sense, but how to explain this, I really don't know where to begin. You can be under duress if you make a mistake, but I don't know. Question 5. What type of real estate contract must be in writing per the statute of frauds? An exclusive right to sell listing agreement, an exclusive right to represent buyer agreement, an offer to purchase and contract, or short-term rental agreements of less than 3 years. So remember the DREAM OIL acronym. If not, you should really study that in the Statute of Frauds and the Connor Act, right? O stands for offer to purchase and must be in writing. The answer here is C. Question 6. A contract to sell real property may be terminated by each of the following except full performance, breach of contract, mutual agreement, and or death. So full performance terminates because it means it's done, right? It's completed. Breach of contract terminates it, although through court measures, things can come from that, right? If both parties agree, then why not? So death can terminate it. The answer here is D. Question 7. A contract in which mutual promises are exchanged at the time of signing or the execution is termed multilateral, unilateral, bilateral, or promissory. So a typical contract is going to be your bilateral one where both parties have mutual promises, right? Bilateral is a normal contract. The answer here is C. And I'll just cover unilateral real quick because this could be potentially a test question, but it's where one side can decide to perform the contract or not. So think of like a lease to own or an option to purchase, where the renter can buy the property they're in if they want to, but don't necessarily have to. If they do decide to purchase the property that they're renting in, and that's part of the contract, then the seller has to perform it at that point. Question 8. A contract clause that stipulates the date that dates are to be strictly adhered to is the due diligence clause, the assignment clause, the time is of the essence clause, or the express contract clause. So this is a hot keyword here. Hot, hot, hot. Time is of the essence. Dates are strict. They're in writing. They're in a contract. So with that being said, you do have like 10 days after a contract, or 14, I don't remember, in the state of North Carolina to still close on a house, but whatever. Time is of the essence. Answer is C. Question 9. Which of the following has the effect of terminating contracts? Consideration, bankruptcy, exercise, or assignment. So consideration is used when a contract is formed, not terminated. These are things of value. Consideration are things of value. Bankruptcy is when you can't pay your mortgage. Exercise doesn't make sense here, and I don't mean that as like they're trying to use that as an athletic thing. It means to take action or to exercise your rights. It really doesn't apply here. Assignment is to assign the contract or assign the loan. Again, doesn't make sense here. Bankruptcy, B is the answer. This will terminate a contract. Question 10. All of the following contracts are unilateral except contract for the sale of real estate, open listing contract, option to purchase contract, or D, contract to pay $1,000 if someone will paint your home. So let's define unilateral contract, although we just briefly reviewed it a little while ago. It's where one party makes a promise to the other party and that other party returns an action in response. But that second party doesn't actually have to do anything if they don't want to. So in A, contract for the sale of real estate, that's like a normal contract or just your typical offer to purchase. That is not unilateral. That is your bilateral contract. So as both parties are required to fulfill promises in that case. So one party promises to sell the house while one party promises to pay. The answer here is A. Question 11. When are contracts considered to be assignable? Only when it is specifically stipulated in the contract that it is assignable. Contracts are always considered to be assignable anytime it is not prohibited, or contracts are never considered assignable. So again, assignable is a transfer of all legal rights and obligations by one party to another. So this is a really silly question here because A through C are all somewhat correct, I would say. C fulfills everything though. They're assignable unless it is prohibited. Question 12. A complete transfer of contractual rights and privileges is a novation, specific performance, assignment, or subsequent modifying agreement. So I guess this chapter is just going to be stuck in the same keywords. So again, as I've explained in previous chapters, if you've watched my How to Pass the Real Estate Exam, there will be questions that come up later down the road that can help you answer previous questions that you were stuck on. So mark questions that you don't know, flag it, circle it, star it, do whatever you need to, and then loop back around to them after you go through some of these questions that can help you answer previous questions. So the answer here is 12C, assignment. We just read over that and what that means. Question 13. A contract is automatically voided if there is duress, mutual mistake, willful misrepresentation, or illegal purpose. So this one has two options that may be close here, duress and the illegal purpose. The question is stating that there is a contract in place already though, and in that case, duress does not necessarily matter. Either way though, illegal purpose should be an extremely obvious choice here. You can't have a legal contract on a cocaine business. Again, nobody's going to enforce that. It's illegal. Answer here is D. Question 14. Which of the following is not required to be in writing according to the statute of frauds? Listing contract, offer to purchase, installment land contract, or leases for more than 3 years. So all right, if you remember that acronym, Dream Oils, all of these are there except for listing contract. The L in Dream Oils is for leases more than 3 years. Answer here is A, listing contract. Question 15. A substitution of a new contract for the former one is called a commingling, revocation. Yep, that one. Reversion or novasion. So this is a key question here, or keyword question here. Commingle is to mix money of others with your own personal money instead of putting it into a trust account or a separate account, something like that, which is something that you need to do with security deposits when you rent out a place. Revocation is to withdraw an offer. Reversion is to return the title. Novation is the answer. The definition is exactly what the question says. Novation is a substitution of a new contract for the former one. Answer is D. That wraps it up for Chapter 9. Remember to hit that like button. Remember to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you on the next one.